So 1 year after the attempt on President Trump's life, the Secret Service announcing just days ago that it is suspending 6 personnel without pay or benefits over what they are calling operational failures. And just into our newsroom tonight, a new scathing Senate report outlining across-the-board failures by the Secret Service last year in Butler, Pennsylvania, including the Secret Service denying multiple requests for additional resources to protect then-candidate Trump. The report it goes on to say that Secret Service agents failed to communicate crucial information regarding the suspicious individual, Thomas Crooks, that could have prevented President Trump from taking the stage. The report calls out a lack of accountability, including not a single agent being fired after what happened that day in Butler, providing a rare glimpse of how these agents operate in a time of crisis. Look at this.
Hold, when you're ready, on you. Ready? Move! Up, move! Go! Shooters down. Are we good to move? We're clear! We're clear! We're clear! I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold on, your head is bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Wait.
And suspensions for the 6 agents range from 10 to 42 days of leave, and a source confirming to NewsNation tonight that the head and deputy head of the Pittsburgh Secret Service field office, a member of Trump's Secret Service protection detail, and also a counter sniper are among those suspended, with 2 of the agents now appealing this decision. All right, a lot has developed just within the last 24 hours. For more, I'm joined now by former Secret Service agent Mike De Gues. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Mike. First of all, I want to play something for you because you think of the man who lost his life, Corey Comparator, and his sister has spoken out, upset, it seems, that more has not been done in light of the shooting. She spoke to CBS Pittsburgh. I want to show you this, Mike.
How does something like this happen and nobody is fired? If suspending 6 people and us finding this out now is their idea of accountability, it is not. It is not. We need names.
So as someone who has been in the Secret Service, were you surprised that no one was fired, Mike?
No, well, first off, thanks for having me up here, Brian. Am I surprised by that? No, not
Why not?
The Secret Service has a lot of stuff that it does and what it attributes to and its methodology and how it works for protection, people, of places and things. What they're doing internally doesn't necessarily play out on a global stage the way what happened with Trump there in Butler plays out on a global stage. So while you're getting news of what's happening for 6 people and suspensions, that doesn't necessarily mean you've got everything that's going on behind the scenes right now.
So do you think that there may be something happening behind the scenes where someone's going to get fired that we just don't know about yet?
Yeah, I think, Brian, that there's things that are happening, whether it's behind the scenes and somebody's probably going to get fired. They may resign. I think when you have a guy like Sean Curran take the helm as director, that's a guy whose mettle got tested when bullets started flying and has risen with Trump's appointment as director of the Secret Service. That guy is a command and control kind of guy. He's going to jump in and do what needs to be done, as you can see clearly. What he's going to do with personnel, and that's what I think he's focused. I'm not putting words in his mouth, but the service has a people problem today, and they're working to fix that today.
Yeah, this new Senate report, when it talks about the fact that there were warnings and it questions why President Trump was allowed to take the stage, is that still shocking to you that someone didn't say, wait a minute, keep him off the stage while we sort this out?
Yeah, Brian, this goes back to what I was just saying about a people problem. So there's clearly breakdowns. You and I could sit and talk about the reports, the congressional reports, the investigations they've done. Obviously, the Secret Service has admitted there's a breakdown in communication and issues, and it was a total failure. It's really, I don't know what the right word is. It's amazing to me the lack of basics that were done on the outside of an outer middle perimeter conversation. And what happened here. There's certain things that could have been done with environmental manipulation. You could have done all kinds of little things, but you and I could do that in 2020 hindsight. But how that happened, they're at least speaking that it's a failure and they know it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.